The Nintendo Switch is now the best-selling home console ever for Nintendo. In fact, it not only passed the Nintendo Wii, but it also surpassed the first Sony PlayStation. Absolutely incredible. It's moving up the charts, and we're going to talk about where it may fall ultimately, but this is a massive win for Nintendo. The Switch has continued to be absolutely incredible, and this is coming off of the failure of the Wii U. Now, I loved the Wii U, and I think the Wii U was an incredible system, but it clearly performed terribly from a commercial standpoint, and that's really Nintendo's fault because the marketing was so terrible on that system. But ultimately, it got us to where we are with the Nintendo Switch, and it means a lot to me that the Switch has been so successful, because I remember so many Nintendo haters saying that Nintendo needed to go third party after the Wii U failed. They need to go third party, and I'm like, that's the worst thing they could do. They never need to go third party. They need to continue to develop their own software for their own hardware. That's what Nintendo does best, and thank goodness the Wii U has turned out to be a massive success. Nintendo continues to dominate the industry as they have for so many years, for so many decades. Yes, they've had their ups and downs, no doubt about that, but here we are. Now, let's talk about it here. Now is the company's most successful home console ever. Nintendo's latest financials are live, and one of the headline stories is the fact that the Switch has overtaken both the Wii and the Sony PlayStation in terms of lifetime hardware sales. Nintendo's hybrid system has sold a total of 103.54 million units worldwide since its launch in 2017. That figure is made up of the standard system, the Switch Lite, and the OLED model. The Wii sold 101 systems during that time. The original PlayStation sold 102. That means the Switch is now Nintendo's most successful home console ever. Now, where will it ultimately end up is the question. We're going to go over to VGCharts.com. Here you have VGCharts.com, and you have the all-time best-selling video game systems ever, whether that be handheld or console. You see the PlayStation 2 is at 157 million units worldwide. The DS coming in second at 154. That's a lot of different iterations of the DS. The Game Boy at 118. The PlayStation 4 at 116. And then in fifth is the Nintendo Switch. Now, where do we think the Switch can ultimately end up on this list? Well, I think it's definitely going to pass the PS4. And it'll pass the Game Boy. The next gap is huge, though, after that. And that gets us up to the DS and the PlayStation 2. And this ultimately comes down to how much longer the Nintendo Switch is going to be the primary focus for Nintendo. And I think there's a lot of factors that go into that. Obviously, we just had a new Pokemon game. That game is going to do great. There's a lot of rumors around another Mario Kart. Now, that's where the big, deal breaker can be. Are they going to release Mario Kart 9 or 10 or whatever the hell they're going to call it? Are they going to release that on the Nintendo Switch? Or are they going to save that for the next console? Now, if you look at the sales for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, there's absolutely no reason they should release a new Mario Kart. Obviously, I would like one, but I don't think that that's a good business move for them. But if they don't release a Mario Kart specifically for the Switch, it'll be the first time they haven't done that since they released Mario Kart in 1992 for their home console, a specific Mario Kart, because Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is just a Wii U port with a few upgrades. And it is a better game, no doubt about it, but it is a Wii U port. So I think that there's some factors that go into this. What's going to happen with Metroid Prime? What's going to happen with the Metroid Prime trilogy? You've got Breath of the Wild 2 that's lined up. You've got a lot of great games that are directly in front of us. Splatoon 3 is supposed to come out later this year. We've got a lot of games still that are going to give a lot of life to this system. So I think that it's definitely going to end up third overall. It will pass the PlayStation 4. It will pass the Game Boy. The question will be, will it be able to catch the DS or the PlayStation 2? Now, the PlayStation 2, a lot of people may not realize that that's the number one selling system of all time. If you remember back when the PlayStation 2 was in its heyday, it was the cheapest DVD player on the market as well. So there are factors that go into that, but ultimately it doesn't matter. The Wii was one of the best-selling systems ever off of a gimmick. So gimmicks are not unheard of in gaming. And so that's just part of it. But the Nintendo Switch, continuing to break records, where do you think it will end up? I think there are a lot of factors that go into it, but The system seems to be on target for one of its best years ever with the lineup of games that are coming out and the momentum that it has off of previous games. So I guess we will find out. Thank you guys for subscribing to Gaming with Geeks, part of Geeks and Gamers. We appreciate that. Have a great day, and we will talk to you later.